Tyus Jones to the Miami Heat. Heat fans want to see it happen, but can the Miami Heat actually get this done? What's up, you guys? Your boy Ernest here, back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Before we get rocking and rolling on another Miami Heat Talk adventure, guys, click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Help your boy grow this channel. Now, the Heat have the final game of their West Coast trip today against the Phoenix Suns. Injury report has came out, you guys. Unfortunately, no Jimmy Butler, no Caleb Martin. Looks like Haywood Highsmith may be back tonight. Not 100% sure. But I think the Heat can still get this done. You know, they proved it against the Lakers that they are good enough even without Jimmy Butler. We've seen the Miami Heat win games without Jimmy Butler. Tyler Hero had a bad game against the Clippers. You know, that's why we got our ass whooped that night. But if Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Jaime Jaquez Jr., and Duncan Robinson all do their thing, if we work as a cohesive unit, we can defensively shut down Phoenix. Because Phoenix ain't got no defense. So Miami can actually win this game. And a big win would that be. We're the 4th seed of the Eastern Conference. We're fighting for supremacy. So every game counts. You know, we're not in the playoffs, but we're still in the beginning of the season. But if you notice, the Miami Heat are the 4th seed, but we're only a game and a half down from the 8th seed. So you lose 2 straight, you're at the bottom of the Eastern Conference playoff seeding. So that's the crazy thing about the standings this year. It's super close. Now, take that what you will. Some people may think, it's not that serious. The Heat could lose 2 games and win 2 games and get right back in it. True, but I think the Heat should try to get a better playoff standing bracket. You know, if you're able to get the 4th seed, you don't have to go through seeds 2 and 3 in the second round. You don't have to go through that. You know, you could fight the 1st seed. The Heat have proven that they can do that. Home court advantage doesn't really mean anything to Miami because if you notice this season, we back to being the road warriors. You know, back in the 90s, the Heat had that reputation of being the road warriors, a team that can win on the road. And we're doing that this season. Miami's one of the best road teams in the NBA season this year. So what a lot of you were saying on the load management video that I had, a lot of you were saying that, hey, seeding doesn't mean anything. We trust this Heat team. You guys are right. The Miami Heat are proving that on the road we're one of the best teams, so we can win anywhere. So I'm going to agree with you guys here. Now, getting on to the topic that I'm sure all of you want to hear about. I've been hearing Heat fans talk about him for weeks on my comments. I haven't really talked much about it because there's been other stuff that's come up. But I want to talk to you guys about Tyus Jones. Now, Tyus Jones in the Washington Wizards, he's having a very productive season. He's on the last year of his contract. Tyus Jones is a 6'1" point guard. He's defensive-minded. He's a really good three-point shooter. His stats show. In 33 games, dude's averaging 12.5 points, 5.5 assists, 3 rebounds, 1.2 steals, showing his defensive tenacity. But check these numbers out, you guys. He's averaging 53% from the field, 42% behind the three-point line, 77% from the free throw line. So he's not at that 50-40-90 gap. But damn, these numbers are incredible. So trading for Tyus Jones is actually kind of a no-brainer. And Bleacher Report did report last week that Tyus Jones is on the Miami Heat's trade destination list, meaning that the Heat do have interest in him along with Donovan Mitchell and Pascal Siakam. Now, do I think that the Miami Heat should trade for Tyus Jones? Absolutely. Tyus Jones, you know, this is something that I've been talking about prior, you guys. I know we've talked about Donovan Mitchell. I know we've talked about DeMar DeRozan. I know we've talked about big talent names. But I've said this before, you guys, and I'm going to say it every video because it's the case. This Miami Heat team is fine. We don't need to make a trade. We have a 20-14 record, and we are the team that have had the most changes in the starting lineup over any other team in the NBA. That shows you right there how amazing Coach Spo is. And just to put Coach Spo over, the game against the Lakers was beautiful because Darvin Ham was talking about, all these injuries we have. It's the reason why we're losing. Spo don't do that. That's why Coach Spo's the best coach in the NBA. They ask him about the injuries with Jimmy Butler and Caleb Martin. He's like, I don't want to talk about that. Those are excuses, and I'm not going to talk about that. That's why Eric Spoelstra is the best coach in the NBA. So you give Coach Spo a guy like Tyus Jones. He's going to make him a lot better. Tyus Jones can start And we've talked about this before, you guys. We would really like an upgrade at the starting point guard position, even though Kyle Lowry has been doing great this season. I think Kyle Lowry has been good enough at the starting point guard position. I know I questioned that in the beginning of the season. I know I called for Tyler Hero to start at the point, maybe even Josh Richardson. But Kyle Lowry is proving the doubters wrong. At 37 years old, he's proving that he can still go. But it's like I said, when you get to the playoffs, last season, Kyle Lowry was not starting in the playoffs. You were playing against some of the best competition as point guards. Guys like Jalen Smith, Derek White, Drew Holiday. You're playing against Jamal Murray at the NBA Finals. You're playing against some of the best point guards in the NBA, some of the fastest point guards in the NBA. Tyus Jones would give us what we need. He's a quick ball stopper. He's great defensively. He can steal it. He's got quick hands. He's got that speed. Kyle Lowry coming off the bench for Tyus Jones would be perfect. It would be very similar to Gabe Vincent and Kyle Lowry last season. Here is why I don't think the trade is going to work. Tyus Jones is on the final year of his contract, making $14 million. With the numbers that he's commanding this season, with the way that he's playing, it's contract season, baby. That's why Kyle Lowry's busting his ass too. When an NBA player is on the contract year, you got to go all out because it's time to get that money. When you sign a contract, you can rest with ease. You know, when you sign a long-term deal, you can rest. But these guys are trying to get that paper. Tyus Jones is making $14 million this season. Now, I know a lot of you guys like to throw trade ideas, but you have to remember, this ain't NBA 2K. This is the NBA salary cap. It's very strict. Now, this is the final season if you're not a second apron team where you can aggregate trades, meaning that you can take multiple players and put them in a trade. Next season, if the Heat go over that second apron, which they may because of some of these re-signings you have to do, now you can't aggregate trades no longer. Now you got to do straight one-and-one trades. So this is the last season where the Miami Heat can take advantage of aggregating these trades because the new CBA takes into effect next season. I'm sure a lot of you don't remember that, but just to give you a reminder. So you need to match the money. You're able to make an off trade, meaning you're able to take 125% more than what you're trading. Next season, that goes down to 110%, meaning you don't have to exactly match the $14 million. You can bring it up to $9, $10 million and make that trade. Here's where this gets difficult. Who are you going to trade for Tyus Jones? You can't trade Kyle Lowry because Kyle Lowry's making $29 million this season. So it's way off. So you only have Caleb Martin. Caleb Martin's making $7 million. Then what you do is you can take Caleb Martin and you can take another player like a Nikola Jovic, a Thomas Bryant, a Josh Richardson, an Orlando Robinson, and you can go ahead and put it together. Maybe that would work. Andy Ellsberg is the best numbers guy in the NBA, so he would make a trade for Tyus Jones work. But another option that the Heat can do, if you want to do it straight up, trade Duncan Robinson for Tyus Jones. I don't want to do that. I don't want to trade Duncan Robinson. I don't want to trade Caleb Martin for Tyus Jones. I don't think that that's going to work. I understand that we could use a point guard. I understand that he can help us. But I think what Caleb Martin does for this specific team has more value. I think Nikola Jovic can actually be a breakout for the future. So I'm not going to trade guys like that for Tyus Jones. Now, if you're telling me that for Tyus Jones, if let's say Thomas Bryant was making $10 million, then sure, let's go ahead and do that. Tyus Jones has an expiring contract. You don't know if you're going to re-sign this guy after this season. And chances are he's going to go somewhere else and get that bag. I don't think there's a point in trading for him. Now, I'm doing this, you guys, because I know a lot of you have been clamoring for Tyus Jones. Even though he would be a great fit on this team, you got to make the numbers for the trade work. So that's what I want to ask you guys. Do you really feel that Tyus Jones is that missing piece? And if so, what would you be willing to give up for him? Because Washington, they're not going to let him go for nothing. They're probably going to want a future first-round draft pick. That is possible. Would you be willing to give that up? I don't think so. I think if you're trading Caleb Martin, if you're trading assets, it's got to be for somebody that's a home run hit. Donovan Mitchell's that hit. It's like I said yesterday. If the Miami Heat can come up with a package for Caleb Martin, Kyle Lowry, I'll throw in Nikola Jovic, a couple future first-round draft picks. You can take Donovan Mitchell and another salary filler and waive him when you make that trade. Donovan Mitchell, you guys, is going to be that piece. Donovan Mitchell can play the starting point guard position with Tyler Hero. He's a combo guard. You can put Tyler Hero and Donovan Mitchell in the backcourt. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, it may not work. No, it will. With Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Donovan Mitchell, you can throw in a fifth player who's a big defensive-minded player. Now, we have small power forwards like Caleb Martin and Haywood Highsmith. They're both 6'5". So we don't have anybody to plug in that for. That's the piece that I feel like we're truly missing. That's the piece I feel like that we should really go after via trade, or don't make a trade, guys. What about the buyout? A lot of these players are going to be buyout candidates. Maybe Tyus Jones might get bought out if Washington isn't able to deal him. That's a possibility also. I don't think that'll happen. There's no need to let go of this player, but you never know. The Heat really need to look, and I think this is what Pat Riley's already doing. I don't think Pat Riley's looking to make a trade. I think Pat Riley is just waiting to see what falls to him. He's waiting to see if Cleveland contacts him. He's waiting to see if Washington contacts him. He's waiting to see if somebody gets disgruntled and bought out. That's what I think the Heat should do. Stop worrying about making a trade. You don't need to make a trade. This roster is good as it is. We have not been healthy all season, you guys. You give me a healthy Jimmy Butler in the playoffs with this roster, with Kevin Love with us another year, with Jaime Jaquez playing the way he is as a rookie, with Josh Richardson on this team, the new pieces that we've added, with Bam Adebayo taking that next step. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he's not that same player from last season. Bam Adebayo has evolved. He's answered the question that I told him in the offseason. He's gotten better offensively. Bam Adebayo is us all-star. He is a number 2. And Jesus, you guys, we got Tyler Hero. If we have Tyler Hero healthy in the playoffs with this roster, we dangerous. No team wants this smoke in a 7-game series. I don't care. I've said it before and I'll say it again. There's only one team that can take it to Miami in the playoffs. That's Boston. I don't care about Milwaukee. I don't care about Philly. I don't care about New York. I don't care about Indiana. Miami can take it to any of them. Boston is the true threat. So I want to hear from you guys. Do you think that Tyus Jones, do you think a trade for Tyus Jones is a must? Or do you agree with me? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please take a moment, you guys. Smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. We on the road to 3,000 subscribers. I'm predicting a Miami Heat victory of 118 to 112. I think the Heat are going to get this dub tonight. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for the love and support, you guys. Let's enjoy this weekend. Happy Friday. And that is enough said. Let's go, Heat.